Okay, we're on our way to a property that's just north of Weston, Colorado. Weston's about 21 miles, and we're almost to Weston. Weston's 21 miles west of Trinidad, Colorado, along Highway 12. And then we'll go north, and we're going to take the Big Pine entrance into Pine Ridge Hideaway. This is Tract 8, Big Pine Ridge Hideaway. And when you're driving up here, it's real pretty. That's why I want to take this shot. The mountains look a lot bigger than what you're going to see right now. You have to zoom in to really get the idea of the little town of Weston. And we're going to take a right onto Wet Canyon Road, or County Road 31.9. So you know what road it is. There's no road sign here, but when you get into Weston, you'll see the general store and post office, this white building on the left. Weston Supply Store. You see a metal building. Just take a right onto Wet Canyon Road. Now we're going to go about 3 miles up on pavement here and then take a right into the ranch, and I'll be showing you a little bits of that drive. Here in a couple miles, we'll take a right into Big Pine Ranch, and the very back portion of the ranch is called Pine Ridge Hideaway, and that's we're heading to Tract 8 and the very back portion of Big Pine Ranch. Like I say, it's going to be pretty isolated back there. Not very many people at all. Should have good wildlife. And you really start to see the western Spanish Peak in the background here. Like I say, it's a lot bigger when you're driving without me zooming in with my video driving. Just letting you know that. And if you come out of this ranch, like I say, there's wildlife area behind Weston, all the public lands and lakes up in the mountains, and the peaks up here are what they call a wilderness area. So you can come out and get on Wet Canyon Road and take a right and go right up to those peaks. It's going to be the Big Pine Ranch sign entrance. And this is where we take a right to head back to the property. And what you do is you just stay on this main road when you're coming up in here, and eventually we'll make it to the property. In this part of the drive into the ranch, this is where you can see the Sangre de Cristo mountain views really well. That's Wet Canyon down below we just came up from. There's about 60 35 acre tracts in this ranch, and I'd say about 20-25 of them are built on with a lot of year-round people who live up here. It's not that far from town, and it's easy to access during winter. The elevation is nice, only about 7,200 feet, which is ideal for this area. And you can just see the Sangres, and there's the West Spanish Peak, and you can see the East Spanish Peak through the trees there. Okay, there's signs here. You just stay on Big Pine Ridge Road, and then that's what will take you to the property. Pretty back in here. Got something clicking. In here, drive to aerial map that I'll post as well, and I think we are just about here. So look at my maps. Somebody built an old clubhouse fort, watchtower, so they wanted to make a jailhouse kind of thing too. Okay, we came through. When you're driving up in here, you're going to pass through an old wooden gate back there, and you see on the plat map that's on my site there's 5 acres. It's common area. This old fort thing, whatever it is right on the boundary of that 5-acre common area. And tract 8, they have white markers. See that PVC in there? It says 8 this side, and it has a stake down there, a pin. So this right in here is all tract 8, and I'm going to drive around all the way to the other side of it, and then I'm going to come back and I'll fly my drone over the whole property so you can get a good idea. You can see the rock shelf up there. You can see that in the aerial and stuff. That gently comes down to the end of tract 8, where you could probably build a road up there if you wanted to, and you're going to see all the views in the world up there. So we'll take a drive around, and main thing is look for this. You're not going to miss it. And this is another property across the road here, and yep, and there's power coming to this point on tract 8. You know, very nice general land. Like I say, you come down to the eastern end of tract 8, and you're going to be able to, if you wanted to, bust a road to get up on top. And there's power coming all the way to this house. Nice place. Back to tract 8 here. All kind of sandstone formations up in there. This is where you'd come down to the end here if you wanted to make a road and get on top. For some, I bet you, some really good views. I'll fly my drone real low up there so I can tell what that's like. I busted my big toe and I can't hike around, so. And you got power going along all around tract 8. It looks like. Yeah, this right here. Start cutting here and go up through the trees if you want to get on top of that main bench. There's that one main bench that runs through the property, and then this side is just as gentle as the other side down on this lower portion. Oh, watch where I'm going. Yeah, this is a nice track. Mixture of tall pines and ponderosa and juniper, pinion pine. They make good pinion nuts. Nice wooded track. There's lots of big sandstone boulders and stuff in there. You're gonna have wildlife back up in here. There might be another house or two after this. I've never driven this far back up in here, even though it's not that far. Right now I'm at 3 miles past the entrance of the ranch. And we're coming to the northeastern corner where we're going to take a left. You can see that on the aerial. Yeah, it's nice level treed land in there. Come to this end. And everything on the left is tract 8. This road's this would be a little muddy during the winter, but it's pretty in here. Maybe they'll have a marker for the next lot up here. Tract 8 ends, might be right here where this old flagging is at. Seems like it goes a little further, but I don't know. Yeah, it'd be easy to make a road even from this side up in there to get up on top of that ridge. Okay, I think you get the idea. I'm going to turn around and go back and fly the drone over the property. We're driving out on the northern boundary of Tract 8 and going back the way we came in. We've taken a right up here and staying along then going along the eastern boundary as like we drove in. Now this thing has a mixture of everything you can imagine on it. That's what it looks like on this side. Of course, this is not a part of the property. That's off property. Really mild terrain, like I say. Really easy to make four-wheeler trails and roads or whatever. Yeah, I tried flying the drone. I should explain this beforehand. I tried, we're down here, and I flew it. I backed up, and then took a picture of the whole property. I took some video and then flew over to the rocky ledge area and then over all the trees and then came up with this is the north top of the map. Found this north road and then flew back down the valley back right to where I'm at right now. You know you're getting close when you're coming in, when you see the old Pine Ridge Hideaway gate right here. And we're going to be looking at the Sangre de Cristos. Sangre de Cristos as we're driving out back down to Wet Canyon Road. Like I say, it's about 3 miles. I'm going to zoom in on the Sangre so you have an idea what they actually look like when you're driving right now. They look about that big. Battery's about to die. It's fantastic views. You can see Wheeler Peak all the way, or Taos Mountain, where Taos is, the ski area. Now we're going to be going back down through the trees like what we drove in on. Same road, Big Pine Ridge Road. And there's the West Spanish Peak, bigger than Dallas.